It's the end of the year, and it's time to showcase my top 5 games of the year. Number 5 for 2017 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the best games the PlayStation has to offer, and it goes without saying that it deserves to be my number 5 game of the year. It throws no punches, and just like Aloy throws no punches, which is true, she actually doesn't melee with her fist. But hi, welcome to my review of Horizon Zero Dawn. This is Flawed Excuses, aka Beyond Wisdom, aka the silent member of the Broadband Bullies, and this is a review for Horizon Zero Dawn. It's my number 5 game of the year, and I had an immense fun time playing this game. It has all the trappings of older style games. It has the Tomb Raider bow, it has the post-apocalyptic setting, and in a quote from a review from Brett Phillips from the website trustedreviews.com, in a post-apocalyptic apocalypse, Aloy, a young huntress based in the northern regions of a vast land, seeks to discover more from her past. She is surrounded by people who, in the face of fear and uncertainty, have devolved and retreated into tribalism, blind faith, and violence. Aloy's hunt for not only her past, but the past of the human civilizations that come before, divided the one in which she exists, is incredibly intriguing. Which, yeah, that's a pretty bold statement on the title, and it's pretty accurate. This game is really, really fun to play, and the voice acting is really good. The visuals are great, especially if you play on a PlayStation 4 Pro. The Pro enhancements are well worth it for what Sony has underneath the hood of this thing. It's not as powerful as the X, but for what they have underneath of it, and the visuals is insane. It's one of the most gorgeous games that you could get on a console, period. And it's just a pure joy to play. From the beginning of the game, it's a slow burn, but the story is pretty easy to follow. And towards around the middle sections of the game, once you start opening more side quests, and there's some side quests that actually have some story elements that actually are kind of a mix of story meets tutorial for new creatures and stuff like that too. There in the area of this clip that I'm showcasing, there's an area for training where you could actually learn how to kill enemies in clusters or in groups like that too, or use the environment to your advantage. Also, the map is pretty easy to work with too. It's pretty easy to navigate. Once you unlock campfires, you could actually use them as fast travel points. You could buy fast travel points from vendors in certain locations, and you could actually upgrade where you could have infinite amount of fast travel points. The interface is pretty intuitive to use though too. Being able to craft items on the fly, and having unlocks where you can slow down time, add 3 arrows to certain bow and arrow combinations is really fun to use as well too. Also being able to hack enemies and using them as a steed to romp around the countryside and starting it up with others is pretty fun as well. As you see here in this clip that I'm going to show, you can see a bunch of enemies grazing over here. Yeah, and there's some times where you could set other enemies up against each other, and it's pretty fun to do that as well. But Aloy is a pretty relatable character. Sometimes she's a little biting for my taste, comes off bitchy, but that's just part of her arc, because being treated like crap kind of makes you a little jaded. But it's not all bad. It's really fun to play. See, this game is developed by Guerrilla Games, the guys that do the Killzone series, and they're known for actually showcasing really beautiful visuals. And as you can see in this clip, It this game looks gorgeous. So this part's pretty funny. This part that I do here. So this is a no frills video, and it's off the cuff commentary while I'm doing it. So once an enemy is overridden, it'll start attacking the other enemies, which is really fun to use. But you get these overrides at these at certain locations on the map, and these areas are kind of like giant caverns, and they have mini bosses that you could actually have to fight to actually unlock certain override perks. There's a certain tier of enemies, stronger enemies, that actually require particular ones to actually unlock and use your override tool on. It's kind of cool how they use the override tool as a actual weapon as well too. Running and navigating through this area is really it's pretty fun. And also there's a wildlife around the area. Watch as I mess up here. I choose the wrong tool. It's pretty funny. But each there's a enemy actually there's creatures ranging from fish to turkeys and birds and boars and stuff like that too, that you could actually harvest and use them to craft new items and new health potions. Now this game actually has crafting systems where you could actually use buffs. If you look in the left corner of the screen at the very bottom, you can actually see a little menu where it has different icons. Well, you can navigate through the D-pad to actually switch between all these icons, and it gives you certain perks. The little rock one is kind of similar to how it is in Far Cry, where you can actually distract enemies and set them up the way you want to. But when you go through, you can have potions that buff your health, or potions that give resistance towards ice and electrical and damages of the such. And it's fun to use those in tandem with certain bow combinations, and so it's pretty fun. It gives you a chance to use your own kind of play style, pick and choose how you want to play. The way these are the bows are crafted and how they use are pretty fun. And if you've played other games like Ubisoft titles, you're pretty familiar with how some of these perks go across the board. But being able to use the override tool to ride striders is actually a really fun feature. You can actually ride it in water and stuff like that as well too. It's really cool that when you override them, they turn into this blue color, which is kind of cool. So you could actually know exactly which one's enemy and which one's your friend and all that. Controls are really intuitive in this game too as well. I chose a clip in this game right here, so there wasn't going to be any spoilers. So I was just showcasing small things that I think are really fun to play in this game. So I'll have other reviews coming up for other titles. I am an Xbox gamer, but there's a lot of titles that are on the Xbox side that I had no interest in or felt lukewarm about. But as a multiple console owner, I actually do like to limit myself from the titles that I play. But as this review comes to an end, I just if anybody has a PlayStation, this game is worth picking up and playing. Depends on how well you love Tomb Raider, or if you're burnt out on open world games. But it's an awesome game. It's worth it's worth the hype. It's if you're a fan of these style of games. If you're not, then just still give it a chance. It's really fun. As this clip comes to an end and this review comes to an end, I'd like to have everybody know that they should have a great Christmas and probably pick this game up for Christmas, and to support the Broadband Bullies on their Patreon. Follow me on Twitter. follow me on Instagram or on Xbox Live. My Xbox Live tag is Beyond Wisdom, and Beyond Broken is my name on this console. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I hope you guys have an awesome Christmas, and cheers to 2018. Thank you.